Welcome to the Scavecgraph platform, your solution to publishing, storing and distributing SVG to devices connected to the Internet. The platform's preliminary process exercises in gathering, ordering and analyzing material relevant to subject matter of concepts and constructs in a domain. The individual with ideal skill sets to fulfill all of the obligations of these requirements are the domain expert. Having in-depth knowledge regarding the domain. They are responsible for sourcing and maintenance of subject matter material to be in a readily accessible location and format for drafting specs. As a means through which the subject matter is collected, ordered and analyzed is outside the scope of this solution, therefore general steps are defined here as: gather, identifying sources to collect material for subject matter relevant to the domain. Research, categorizing and reorganizing material for subject matter relevant to the domain. Analyze, dismantle and dissect material for subject matter relevant to the domain. Article, compile text comprehending material for subject matter relevant to the domain. Its specific deliverable is to organize and format subject matter material to be readily accessible by the rational process and finally visualize process. Many online archives allow 1 gig of free space, freely accessible to add and delete material in very easy to use web interfaces, which you can access over the Internet. We highly recommend Google Drive, as an email address with YouTube channel and Google site, responsive to devices, are also available with their own web interfaces. Subject matter material must be sourced and formatted in the preliminary process before being archived. After documents and imagery have been deposited into an archive, they must be shared with the appropriate access permissions, to be made available for further use in the rational and visual processes that will reference them. Here is an example of using an online archive, namely Google Drive, as the repository's online subject matter materials archive. Here its web interface is used. Once the subject matter material has been organized, correctly formatted and uploaded to the archive, you must set the stored material permissions, to make them publicly accessible within the platform design utilities. This is a critical part of the platform integration to facilitate convenient workflows of easy reference material retrieval within the platform design utilities. The archived subject matter materials can then be attached to graphic specifications done in the portal publisher, during the rational process automatically generating the design strategy for the studio publisher. The archived subject matter materials can then be referenced and retrieved from within the design strategy screen within the studio publisher, for the designer to refer to in their design session during the visual process. Here are the numerous images that are already uploaded to the Google Drive archive, which will be used as reference material within the example batch project, to demonstrate how the subject matter material is referenced from within the rational and visual processes. Pay close attention to the URL web address of the subject matter material in the browser, as these will be used within the web portal publisher during the rational process and the studio publisher during the visual process. Typically in other batch projects, there will be text files for articles, and SVG or PNG files that will be attached and referenced or directly imported into the SVG repository.